Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com and welcome to the last episode of my Crafting with You series. This is episode 4 of 4 and today I have a fun fold sprung card using the balls of wool. So there are the wool pieces and the embroidery hoop, and when you look at it from the top, this is what it looks like. And these are springs that you create yourself in order to make the card pop. So this is the stamp set and these are the coordinating dies. It's a great set to invest in because it covers all sorts of craft, from knitting to crocheting, an artist's easel, a sewing machine, paintbrushes and paper crafting, just to name a few. In today's episode we're going to be using the embroidery hoop, the ball of wool, this basket and the stamp basket. The inks I'm using are Smoky Slate, Pecan Pie, Lost Lagoon and Lemon Lolly. I'm also going to be needing some blending brushes, the normal size ones and the small one. The other markers you need are Lost Lagoon and Lemon Lolly and also Pecan Pie. You can just purchase the 2023 new core colours Stampin' Right markers, and they come with 11 colours of all the ones that are new or returning, so you don't have to replace the whole lot, because most colour families come in a pack of 10. You can replace them as you need them. If you just want the new in colours, then you can get it as a bundle under the code below. The other items I'm using are the adhesive back solid gems, which is from the Fresh as a Daisy suite. First, let's run through the cardstock you need. Scraps of basic white and Lost Lagoon to stamp and die cut these extra elements. You need 2 pieces of Lost Lagoon. This one is for the card back base, and then the second piece is for you to score and create this sprung front. They both measure 5.5 by 4.25, and in metric that's 14 centimeters by 10.8 centimeters. Set aside one piece, and on the other piece you want to score with the long side at the top. You want to score it at 2 3/4 inches and 4 1/8 inches, and in metric that will be 7 centimeters and 10.5 centimeters. So while we've got the scoreboard out, a whole piece that measures 2 1/4 by 3.5. This is 6 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters, and this piece incorporates 3 springs for your card. So these are the springs. You have to make it yourself. So one at the top, one at the bottom and one on the inside. So you score it at one piece on the long side. Score at 3/4 inches, 1 1/8 inches, 2 1/4 inches, 2 5/8 inches, and at 3 inches. So this piece overall in metric measures 6 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters, and then you want to score at 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 and 8 centimeters. Then with the short side at the top, align it at 1.5 inches and cut at 1.5 inches, and then at 3/4 inches. If you're on the guillotine, then you cut 3 3/4 inch pieces. So in order to create your spring, with the wider piece on your left, it's the first fold is a mountain, valley, mountain, and then on this side it's a mountain, valley, mountain. Overlap this piece, so the wide piece is now on your right. So you want to apply adhesive on the narrower section and then pinch it together like so, and hold it down until it bonds. I could use a block, I suppose, to hold it down. Wider end, mountain fold, valley, mountain, okay? Then on the other side, mountain, valley, mountain. So this is your narrow bit. Put glue on there. Pinch it together and allow it to bond. While that's being left to bond, I'll run through the other pieces. Now that card base you need to reinforce. Fold it in half and then fold this bit back. Okay? Then you have the two matte layers in basic white, either end of the card base, and both these measure 1 1/4 by 4 1/8, and in metric that will be 3.2 by 10.5 centimeters. So let's glue that down. Now you want the designer series paper, and these are from the Subtles collection 6x6 designer series pack, and both these measure 1 1/8 by 4 inches. In metric that will be 3 centimeters by 10.2 centimeters. Next I'm going back to my springs to reinforce score line. Take the springy bit, glue this piece, which is the inside of the card. You want to stamp on that first before you glue it on. And this measures 2 5/8 by 4 1/8, and in metric that will be 6.5 by 10.5 centimeters. I'm going to stamp on that first before I glue it into the card, and I'm using the sentiment, life is better when you're crafting. Make sure that's straight and stamp. So I'm going to glue this bit into this portion here, which will be the mechanism for the sprung card. Okay, and then you glue this bit, just this wide panel here, in between these two panels there. You just align the top and the bottom so it doesn't show from behind. Okay, glue your springs on. I forgot to press record, so you glue it, say about 1 inch down from the top and equidistant on both sides, like so. Leave the last one till last because you need to put this section on first so that the spring doesn't show and the basket doesn't show when the card is closed. So the card front layer is a square which measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and in metric that will be 10.8 by 10.8 centimeters. Then you have a basic white matte layer which goes on top of that, and that measures 4 1/8 by 4 1/8, which is 10.5 by 10.5 centimeters. So I'm going to glue this piece on, leaving an even border all round, and allow it to bond. I'm going to bring in a mat. I've got Lost Lagoon, pecan pie and lemon lolly. So first I'm going to stamp the basket, and I'm going to stamp off first. Then I'm going to stamp the balls of wool. I need 2 in Lost Lagoon, clean my stamp, and 1 in Lemon Lolly. Bring in my die cutting platform and make my cutting sandwich. So you need platform 1, platform 2, the base plate platform 3, your cardstock. So I've placed my dies with some painter's tape to keep the dies in position, followed by a second platform 3, and I'm ready to run it through the machine. So I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. So there are our die cut elements. We'll set that aside. Bring in the hoop, and this comes in 2 pieces when they're die cut. So there's a centre piece for you to stamp your sentiment, and then there's the hoop piece. Now I'm going to use a post-it note. Take a smoky slate ink and use a blending brush just to blend the chrome bit of the hoop. Sometimes you get it in brass, sometimes it's a metallic colour. So I'm going to do it in smoky slate, so it's grey. And I'll reverse mask it and swap inks. This time I'm using Pecan Pie. The wooden frames are normally a wooden colour, aren't they? So that's why I'm colouring this in Pecan Pie. And voila, there's your hoop. Now, as you can see, I've coloured the flower in 2 colours. Use the flat of the brush end of your marker to ink up just the petals, and then the brush end, your marker will come with a thin line there and a thick line there, and the brush line is the one that is the thicker line, and the bullet end is the thinner line. And they've changed the design, so it's now a felt tip pen at the top instead of a journaling pen we used to have. So I'm going to use the brush tip for this and just colour in the leaves. You need to re-moisten it, so huff on it and stamp. I've just gone over it with mine because it didn't come out very well, so I coloured it again. But before I stamp on it, I want to put my hoop on so I know what room I have. So I've put adhesive on the back there, and I'm just going to glue this on. I'm just going to stamp with love on here, and then stamp sending you a handmade hug in this top right corner. So now I'm just going to put glue in the middle here and adhere this piece in at an angle. So next I want to apply adhesive on the back of the basket and put a ball of wool in there peeking out, and glue that flat. Put adhesive on the back of this basket and attach the ball of wool inside here. Put this one on dimensionals. Take the Pecan Pie marker and a link tip and just draw a couple of lines there to ground the basket. Bring back the card base and put adhesive on here Be careful you don't get it on the card, otherwise the front of this won't spring up. So that's it, the front of your card done. You want to put this ball of wool inside this basket. Put adhesive on there so that you can put the basket central to this. Down. You've got glue on the back as well, and you want to make sure that this doesn't show. Then you can straighten it. There you go, that's the card complete. Oh no, it's not. I've got to put the embellishments on. So I've used this colour. And there you have it. So when you open it, you've got that little sprung surprise, and when you send it, you fold it down like that in the envelope, and you can see the springs there. So that is the final episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. You can find all the measurements in my blog post. I'll put a link below this video in the show more section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my Crafting with You series, and I'll be back with more inspiration next time. Bye!